Hey up guys, what's going on and welcome back to Sheffield United, where you join me on Boxing Day. A Boxing Day that opened with a Liverpool-Man United game, which Liverpool have triumphed in, which has sent them to the top of the table. So good news Liverpool fans, you're back there. Good news Man United fans, you're overrated. Just telling you how it is, 15 games, 31 points. Speaking of overrated, we're 5th, 23 points for us, plus 2 goal difference. Quite a lot of teams actually with positive goal differences, the entire top 11 in fact. Which I feel like you don't see, ever. The fact that Fulham have a positive goal difference, yeah, I can't explain it either. And quite frankly, there's a lot I can't explain on top of that. Last we met, of course, 1-0 over Arsenal, Ben Osborne's free kick there, and the 3-0 drubbing, let's be honest, to Chelsea. Should have been more, could have been more. It stuck at 3, and we're thankful at that. We followed it up with a 2-0 victory at Bramall Lane over Leicester, who are not faring particularly well. Yep, once again, massively underrated in the game, and I think they're bottom, which I've seen in quite a lot of people's saves so far, so despite being licensed, still rubbish. And then quite possibly one of the most remarkable results so far, a 0-0 at Anfield. I will absolutely take that point. Did technically and actually start a run of 3 games where we didn't score a single goal, because 0-0 against Liverpool is a point we'll take, but 2-0 at home defeat to Crystal Palace, not so good. Can't really explain it. They just outplayed us. Came out of nowhere, if I'm honest. Crystal Palace doing quite well. If you saw them on the table, they are up there with us. A 2-0 loss at Man United, it was a little bit more expected, let's be honest. You've seen where they are on the table and how they're doing in most people's lives, actually. So 2-0 loss there. And then we welcome Manchester City to Bramall Lane, where Ben Osborne stole 3 points. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to love Ben Osborne. The fact there's down arrows just makes it even better, really. Mr. 12, I call him in my own head, because I think he has more 12s than I've seen on any other player. He's not a Premier League player. He's just very well-rounded, and he should not be doing as well as he is. He's Sheffield United's Callum Lascelles. I'm just going to say it. He's Sheffield United's Callum Lascelles. He can play bloody everywhere. He's worth 10 million apparently. They bought him for 3.5 million last year. He played 13 games last year for her. He's played 9 already for me. And he scored 3 goals and got 1 player of the match, and he's on a 7.32. Might have started him last game and we won that one as well. Crystal Palace 1-0 is set up a Carabao Cup semi-final against West Brom, which I'm wondering is only 1 leg for a reason. Have they ditched the second leg this year? Yes, they have. We did dodge Man United, quite thankfully though. But today, 2 games, Everton and Southampton. We'll get right on those. Tactical meetings are always irritatingly negative towards what I'm doing. I have been persisting with the more defensive formation, even though I feel like it's not as good. It's mostly because Oliver Burney is still a moody sod, and he was the player I was playing in the shadow striker role. Probably could bring someone like David McGoldrick into that if I wanted to, but we saw last time out, the attacking formation at a decent side is not a good thing, as Chelsea destroyed us. Absolutely destroyed us. I have been reliably informed by a long-time viewer, Jockey, I hope I'm saying that right, that Hakon Evjen is a decent old prospect for Norway, even if his last 5 matches are 6.3. 6.26 for Nakajima as well. I said he turned up, he immediately left again. I don't understand him. But the problem is, I don't have any other better options. So this is what I'm going to have to run with. Ramsdale in goal, Stevens, O'Connell, Egan, Smith, Gagliardini, Burge, and Osborne in the middle. Norwood, I noticed, was on a 6.5 for the last 5, and I do have options there. So Burge comes in, back from his injury. Osborne will stay in that midfield because, look at him. He's my boy right now. Nakajima and Evjen, and then Mousset up front. I gave Brewster the number 9 because I thought he was going to be Sheffield's best striker. He isn't. Just isn't. Mousset is. We are underdogs. One thing I seem to like is the media one doesn't lose its potency straight away if you do it more than once in a row, which I just have. Just to advise you all, you are getting Late Night Charlie for the first time in FM 21. Well, you never really know where I'm going to go, to be honest. And the first instance of Late Night Charlie has already occurred because my brain just went, when did Everton sign Jay Rodriguez? Completely forgetting. It's not Jay Rodriguez. And for the second time, he's confused me because I just then thought, when did they sign Reece James? Again, and of course, he goes by his first name. James Rodriguez just confused me twice. James Rodriguez, of course, if you want to say it properly. Southampton beating Arsenal, I think. Oh, hello. What's happened there? It's just a corner. I was going to say, my defender did slide through the back of Calvert-Lewin there. I have noticed the board in the corner is stuck on checking a possible offside, which frankly is an accurate depiction of VAR, to be honest, isn't it? Evian gets a shot in. Just watch that panel in the corner. Just watch the big TV in the corner. It doesn't come off checking decision possible offside. Pickford, well, they've given him longer arms in the game than they have in real life. Stevens with a long throw, only hits Yerry Mina, but Gagliardini is on the edge of the box to hoover that one up. Gives it back to Stevens, who doesn't pay attention to the football match and just gives it to James Rodriguez. And Dominic's through. Dominic's not scored for the first time. I just feel like Dominic Calvert-Lewin scores every bloody game at this point. James whips one in, Mina straight at the goalkeeper. Thank you. Santa Burge on a 6.3. Nakajima and Evian doing alright. Have flipped them from inside forwards to inside wingers just to see if that changes anything. I have heard that might help. Just told I wasn't happy and I'll send them back out again. I mean, it's a thrilling match. Like, the XG for this match is only better by the one against Crystal Palace, which went like a match between Sheffield United and Crystal Palace, the way you'd expect that to go. Let's be honest. Yeah, it wasn't exactly thrilling or easy on the eyes. They did actually have a disallowed goal, Crystal Palace, in that one, so I'm glad we progressed out of that because it would have been awkward if we'd gone to penalties 3 times in a row. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored and it is going to count. Oh, he just said he refused to celebrate against his former club. Of course. I'd forgotten about that. Project Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Just saying. Quite good in the game, so if we do better than Everton this year, might be something to consider. Particularly with obviously the foreign player limits and all that jazz. Getting an English striker might be the ticket. Of course, Brewster counts for the homegrown contingent for the time being. Not homegrown Sheffield, of course, but homegrown nation. Sheffield, of course, in general, well known for their British and Irishness. I seem to remember when they got promoted with an entirely British and Irish side. Not a single player from outside those nations. That's, I could see that one coming. I think Fulham have just gone ahead of us. We are Sheffield. I think Fulham have just gone ahead of us in the table, which is depressing. Oh, Aaron Ramsdale. I just watched that one in horror, if I'm honest there. Aaron Ramsdale, what have you done? 7.1 he's on. He's 2-0 down. He's on a 7.1. Who are Fulham beating? That's what I want to know. Well, the good news is Evian on a 6.4 does have a straight swap in Tofel Montiel. As much as I love Osborne, he is tired. Burge is on a 6. I didn't even notice that. I might have to play Osborne even though he's tired just because I don't know if I have another midfielder on the bench. I could always move Gagliardini in the upper spot, I suppose. Ah, well now it's 3-0 and we're entirely buggered. This is our joint worst loss. And it could get worse, of course. I mean, it's not great from Adam Smith, who just is statuesque on that post. Ender Stevens on a 6.1 as well. What's he done wrong? Don't really have the options on the left. We're going to be 6th with a -1 goal difference. They said Jack O'Connell was the next best left back, so I've just moved him out. Ampadu on. Gagliardini and Osborne are just going to have to play through the rest of this tide. I didn't realise I was that close to the end of the game, and that's depressing. Best performer, Aaron Ramsdale. We lost 3-0. That was appalling. It's 2 days to the next game. I can't be faffing around with post-match press conferences. By the way, Newcastle have utterly Newcastled it. That was the form up until they played me and lost 6-1. After we beat them 6-1, this is what's happened. 6 losses, 2 wins and a draw. Absolutely Newcastled it. I felt alright when we beat them 6-1, despite the fact that Newcastle are my club, because they were up there with us. I appear to have started their downfall for the year. I've already got to the point where I'm not doing press conferences if there's nothing on there that says, you should really answer these questions. They just take too long. And the gestures annoy me and confuse me now. Now then. End of contract, this one. Problem here is, with the Brexit, you either have to overpay for them or overwage them, or both. I've run one through as a test, just because it's the beta. I've run one through as a test just to see what happens. I don't think it's going to go well. I'm not confident that he'll get a work permit. Right, back to attacking mode because sod this. I'm surprised everyone's nice and green for this. Why is Jack O'Connell? Oh, Jack O'Connell wanted a new contract as well. Why does nobody want a contract at the end of the year? Ampadu's coming in. Bruce is coming on the left. Montiel on the right. We're playing 2 days later, so I do need some rotation. Bogle in a right back. They're probably about to tell me that Ender Stevens needs another rest, so I might as well bring in Jack Robinson again. And if John Fleck wasn't injured and if Johan Kabay wasn't injured, I probably would rotate the midfield a little bit more, but I'm not going to. Actually, why have I brought Ampadu in? Vavro. Vavro's better. By the way, I do like one thing on that page. You can just set any alterations to your team sheet and tactics for one match only. And I like that because sometimes, particularly if you're doing sort of lower nation teams, you know, sort of those builder nation things where one idea for your league teams, then, oh, suddenly you've got a Champions League match against someone really, really good. You might want to change your tactics and team and what have you a little bit. One match only, or vice versa, of course, if you're playing a very weaker side. Nice little addition, that one. An immediate highlight is concerning. Vavro to Egan, to Burge, to Osborne. Brewster's not getting under that. Jan Valery, I read it recently, but Jan Valery, I'm baffled by the fact he's only 21. I feel like he's been talked about for about a decade, and he's still 21. Osborne waits one in. They did mark the near post, so 3-man in the middle, and it's gone to Lys Mousset to poke home on a rebound. Checking decision, possible foul. That's what this one's stuck on. Yeah, just pay attention to those TVs in the corners because they get stuck on VAR. Lovely little block there originally, but it does confound the goalkeeper as a result. And opens up the rebound for Lys Mousset. 7 goals already. Moontiel has got it to Gagliardini. That would have been great if I said his name properly. By the way, whoever's living in this block and flats to the right hand side, they've got a great free match every weekend, every other weekend. Probably students, knowing Sheffield and Bramall Lane. Well onside, no one's off. Gagliardini was the one who was actually closest to being off, and he's the one who punted it in, so that's nice. Am I going crazy, or are they actually a lot weaker? Apart from Forster in goal, who is the game's first choice goalkeeper, and rightly so in my opinion. I don't think this is a very first team 11. Ward-Prowse in the middle, of course. Montiel with another free kick, nearly goes in. Yeah, this Southampton team does look very weakened. I don't even recognise 2 of their back line. Gagliardini now. This is the benefit of Sheffield United. They may not have an amazing squad, but they've got a deep squad. Oh my lord, that is... I'd stop talking there because I presumed that was going to wrap itself up. Oh dear me. 29 minutes gone and we're 3-0 up. Like, I'll be honest, when this happened, Montiel's heavy touch there and the defender got it, I thought that was all over. But the defender just didn't follow his own touch and Montiel ran around, nicked in, got the goal. You're starting next match. Sorry, Norwegians. I can't do much about it. I can't persevere with Evian if he's not going to perform. I felt really good about him as well when I signed him. Ryan Brewster on the left, not to the standard of everyone else, but it's still a 6.9 and our XG is 2. And we've scored 3. Yeah, that's who they've got at left back right now. In comparison, is not as good as Phil Jagielka at right back. Admittedly, neither is Jayden Bogle, and I play him, so I can't really talk, can I? Pump Fist. Why can't Pump Fist? I'm very pleased. Fix that, please, SI. Fix that one. Surely any positive statement with Pump Fist should be allowed. Because that's just, yeah, positive. Mousset. I don't know what happened there. If I'm honest, it just felt like they bounced off each other. Those virtual people. Gineppo is going to get on this, I think, and he's absolutely mugged the defender off. And that is actually a really good goal. Out of nowhere, they've scored. So Stevens' assist will be played again and again. I'll be honest. Yeah, that's a great punt forward. He wasn't even looking at him. It's not Stevens' assist that did it. It's the complete abandonment of any defensive duties of... I think it's Egan on the right side. It was Egan. Took me about 9 attempts to click him there. By the way, has anyone else noticed this in the beta? Clicking seems to be very difficult in general. You have to click a couple of times in some occasions on certain areas just to get it to work. I haven't really given my full thoughts on the... Oh my god, they've done it again. Ramsdale does that one though. Yeah, I haven't given my full thoughts on the beta just yet, and well, the FM21. I'm kind of waiting for the main game to come out before I actually give my full judgment, because there's a lot of sort of UI things I suspect they might end up tweaking or fixing, like your list of players on the right side being stuck on general info every single time you start a new match rather than whatever you left it on. For instance, like body language. I feel like that one might get fixed at some point. This bit here, the Sheffield United stats, you can change it to whatever you want. You can have shooting, attacking, whatever. But as soon as you start a new match, it's back on general info again, and you have to go back onto whatever you want it on. Probably body language, because it's the only place in this UI which actually shows you body language these days. Which, by and large, I suspect any new players probably think shouts are completely pointless, because you cannot see their reaction unless you go onto body language. Everyone is pleased and composed or calm for the time being. Yeah, Ben Osborne, he did the entirety of the last match, so he probably ought to come off here. Gagliardini, I think Basham's on the bench, so you can do that spot. Egan might come off for Rampadu later on. But yeah, like any game that's in sort of a testing period, early period. Oh my lord, he's got to be offside. Wow, we were just defensively woeful there then, were we? Because it's Teller that knocks it on. Oh no, Gineppo had pulled him on. It was the right back that played him on, Adam Smith. I think we're actually going to see it with lines right now, because, yep, Adam Smith didn't pay attention to pulling me offside. For the love of God. I'm 2-1 for Egan. He was at fault for one of the goals early on. I don't know how he's on a 7.5. He was at fault for one of the goals, so whatever. We're about to bowl this, aren't we? Oh, hello. No, hang on. It's not over yet, this saga. Did Salisu stray offside? I'm going to say yes, because I don't think it actually bothers checking if it wasn't. It is disallowed. I mean, their entire squad is offside from this free kick. I don't know who's trained them to do free kicks, but dear Lord, they need sacking. West Ham meanwhile 4-1 up at Leeds. Good Lord. Not a lot I can do at this point. Just watch it go out. And then first, the XG in the end did say they deserved a goal. Not necessarily 2, but we only deserved 2.3. Is the Jekyll Hyde available? Yes. I don't know what happened in the second half, but it wasn't acceptable. Still a win though. So transfer window opens soon. Any ideas? Let me know. Of course, any ideas where you think we need to actually improve. Like realistically with the squad, we need to improve everywhere. So it's a case of what turns up. Gabbiadini with a hat-trick. Gabbiadini, by the way, signed, I think, by West Ham. I don't think they signed him in real life, but I think he's turned up this year. Look like he just got a hat-trick there. 6.68. Has been absolutely rubbish in every other game this year and just turned up in that one. Former Southampton people scoring everywhere, in fact, with Højbjerg down there. Esposito is not available. Of course, he's on loan at Spal for the time being, but keep an eye on Sebastiano, who was so good at Southampton for me last year. I feel like Shah is underrated here. 10 acceleration, 13 pace for a player that tends to roam up the pitch even as a central defender. I don't think they've got share right in these games, I'll be honest. 10 finishing as well. He's well known for his scoring ability for a defender. I'll be honest though, one of the best bargains I think Newcastle's ever managed. Contract is up at the end of the year, but he's just not good enough in this game. And I have scouted a lot of players whose contracts up at the end of the year, so there may not be a lot of January signings. It may be just be a fair few of those to come. But next time out, I will bring you back. That's not the right thing. I will bring you back at the end of the transfer window. FA Cup, we've drawn Shrewsbury again. After beating them in the Carabao Cup, we have to go there this time. Actually, they came to us, now we go to them. It's weirdly like Shrewsbury have inserted themselves into the Premier League at this point, considering we've had to play one home, one away. But yeah, Shrewsbury in the FA Cup third round. The fourth round, I presume, is still in late January, so it might end up being that and Aston Villa, or Aston Villa at the end of the transfer window, depending on how much action is going on there. So I'll see you towards the end of January next time out. Until then, ta-ra.